Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Shockwave48 here. Welcome back to another video. And today we got ourselves another My Hero Academia video where they talk about more Quirk awakenings from other different characters that might awaken their true power to, help out, save the day and stop the villains once and for all. So there'll be a few others, but it won't be just Deku because we already know, he's involving quite well, and he's pretty much maxing out a little bit, and he's getting, can't breathe. Well, we already discussed it, but right now we're just gonna focus on this part where all different quirks might be awakening from other different characters. My Hero Academia. So let's go and find out who it is, and let's check this out. Let's do this.
Quirk Awakenings for Deku on the channel, and you guys seem to like that video, so we're going to discuss more Quirk Awakenings for other characters in the series that could be coming up soon as we wrap up My Hero Academia and continue our way towards the ending. If some of these don't end up happening, you could just look at them as potential Quirk Awakenings for some of the characters in the series, but let's get started. So first, I think Ochako or Araka could definitely develop the ability to create a temporary zero gravity field, making it hard for her opponents to move and fight effectively. This would pretty much work a lot like how Shigaraki's decay can spread to a wider area than just what he touches, but instead of just making everything she touches weightless, what if there was just a weightless area or a weightless zone where if you stepped into it, you would become weightless and you wouldn't be able to freely move forward towards Ochako or towards whatever it is that she touched. This would make it really difficult for opponents to move in and attack Ochako, or even just send projectiles her way because there would be a whole field of anti-gravity, and inversely, it would make it really easy for her to use her gunhead martial arts to move in and arrest a culprit. Alternatively, we know that Ochako's quirk allows her to pretty much remove the gravity from an object and make it so weightless that it floats in the air, but what if she could take it a step further and reverse the gravity of an object, making it so that they not only levitate, but they fall upwards? I know it seems like the exact same thing as being able to just make something float slowly like she already does, but let's say you have a giant enemy like Gigantomachia or someone that's really heavy trying to attack Ochako, she will be able to send them flying up into the air at rapid speed, since all their weight would pretty much be getting reversed and they would be falling up towards
that would make her twice powerful.
Very useful in situations where you have to push something up in the air very quickly to keep a heavy thing from falling on you before your quirk can normally take effect. Another good quirk awakening that I think we can see before the end of the series is Kirishima's hardening quirk, because I think of a quirk awakening, Kirishima could learn how to control the density of his hardened form, making it stronger and harder to break. Speaking of other Class 1A members, we could also see a quirk awakening for Iida's engine quirk, where he discovers the ability to control the speed and directions of his engines, allowing him to move in any direction and at any speed, making him much more versatile in battle, because we know that Iida's biggest weakness is that he can only really go in one direction, and yeah, he's somewhat fixed that to a certain extent by being a little more loose in his training and a little more loose in the way that he moves.
Yeah, he has been improving in every season.
Change the direction of his engines would really take Iida to a completely different level. For Toru Hagakure's quirk, I think the ability to make other people invisible would be the most common sense thing, but also just being able to make other things that she touches and other items invisible, so she could just wear normal clothes when she's walking around being a hero, and we don't have to run into creepy situations with, you get it. It's just creepy. Taking it to the villains, I think a very useful awakening for Shigaraki's decay quirk could be controlling the rate at which decay operates on an individual or his targets. So he can decay a building, but slowly or more rapidly decay the hero inside of it that he's after. For Stain, I think his blood curdle quirk could awaken and change to cause intense pain and hallucinations in the people whose blood he steals, depending on his state of mind. Kind of mimicking what we already saw when he completely froze everybody by scaring them in his last moments in the Stain arc.
Yeah, that was kind of creepy.
I think a quirk awakening where he could do something like a heat armor would be really useful, since that would be an ability that can shroud Endeavor in flaming body armor that would defend them from physical attacks and completely melt projectile-based attacks. The inside of the armor could be made of the same cool flames that cover Endeavor's face to keep him from overheating as fast. Speaking of another character whose quirk we know can weirdly do a lot of internal damage to their organs, we have Best Jeanist of his Fiber Master quirk, and I think the ability
I like that guy. He's awesome.
To the point where, like Bayonetta with her hair, Jeanist can construct various things like a fist or a mace out of fibers would be really awesome as a quirk awakening, because it would basically make him a fiber Green Lantern. Continuing on, I think Eraserhead's Erasure quirk could even awaken to the ability to allow him to erase the memories of someone that he looks at, which could potentially be born from wishing that he and President Mike could forget their
Wow, that's crazy. Crazy awesome that he could actually do that. That would be awesome to see.
So what if he could make someone forget something while his quirk is activated on him. It would definitely make him a crazy investigator if you wanted to make an investigator Aizawa AU. Himiko Toga's transform quirk is another quirk that I think could evolve, but it really just would kind of be goofy. But I think the ability to eat a piece of anything and turn into it would make her an even more perfect infiltrator, since she can basically just become anyone and anything, which would make her much scarier when she wasn't a fridge or a paperweight. Mineta Minoru's quirk is another one that I think is just not really reaching its full potential, because with his pop-off, I think he should gain the ability to turn the stickiness off for other people. So a support item company can finally use his hair like they do for other people to make support items for him. Imagine a Mineta hair shield or some proper Mineta ball projectiles or whips of some kind that you could use in a fight to trap enemies even better. And finally, I think Shinso Hitoshi's mind control quirk should allow Shinso to control many people at once, just like how Aizawa can turn off the quirks of everyone that he sees. Shinso is already working towards this goal,
I mean,
but
he can only
being
do
able
one
to
at a
control a
time, but
huge crowd would help
that would
out
be
in
useful.
certain rescue and evacuation scenarios, and would definitely help him in the fight against villains who tend to have a loud mouth. These are just some quirk awakenings that I thought up for My Hero Academia, but let me know in the comment section below who you think would get a quirk awakening next, as
Well, in my opinion, the only, I really wish, hopefully, some of the My Hero Academia, students would to evolve into new quirk abilities. Like, for instance, I want your Roses to get a new upgrade for her quirk. Ashura needs to get an upgrade. She needs to, be more improved with her acid. And Kaminari, with his electricity, yeah, I think he probably needs a new ability to. I really hope all the rest of them will awaken their true potential once they're in battle, because they did say at the beginning they want to become the strongest heroes and become the best heroes of all time. So in order for them to do that, they got to reach their own potential in their own unique ways. So, and of course, as far as who is it? Who is that? Oh, Jiro. She needs to have a quirk rating as well. Like, she always used those little, earphone jacks. Wherever there's a way she can actually, like, you know, I don't know the name but how her quirk works, but I do know she use earphone jacks to locate, to, like, navigate things that are upcoming, enemy attacks or something else. So I'm not really sure, but that'll be my opinion. So, all right, guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Stay tuned for more videos on the way. Shotway 48 out.